Welcome to the In My Opinion Show with Ronald Barrington Robinson and friends, seen on the internet by millions of people worldwide. I want to introduce my very talented co-host, Miss Jackie Williams.
Hello, everyone.
Mr. Michael
Kelly.
Michael Kelly.
And Mr. Henry Hatter.
Hi, Ron.
Welcome. Let's talk about what's your thoughts on Special Counselor Robert Mueller's probe of President Trump. Who wants to take this first?
Okay, I'll kick off first. I think it's very, very interesting. I think a lot of people have put their faith into this investigation and they think somehow it's going to solve all our problems. I tend to think this investigation, I think Muller will do a good job. I think he will put out a good report, and that's just going to be the beginning of what happens.
Yeah, because you got Bannon snitching, you got Gates snitching, you got Flynn, and I bet you there's a whole host of other ones that he's interviewed that he hasn't given the names out yet.
The interesting thing about it is he has been faced with so much opposition because, and I want to commend him for his work because I think he's just such a professional, because if you look at him, you can't read him because he has the face where he has his game face on. I mean, you can't read how he's thinking, but he is nailing people one person at a time. But the funny thing is that they're finding out that everybody's starting to tell on everybody. So everybody's running scared. And so it broke yesterday that when they said that would Trump ever fire him, well, it broke yesterday. He did call for him to be fired back in June of last year. And someone, of course, spilled that. But what happened was everybody threatened to quit. They said, if you do this, we're going to quit, because as he gets closer, I was watching a special on MSNBC, and it was saying as he get closer to people that are close to Trump, I think Trump is nervous because, when he came out, they say he's like a little kid that you let free and just say whatever, and you just have to clean up the spill. When he came out the other day, he was like, I'll testify under oath, and not understanding what that meant.
That's his character.
But regardless of what you think of Trump as president, he is not a man who is self-disciplined and careful with his words.
No.
He is a man who will speak falsehoods without even thinking about it. Maybe that's just the way he grew up. Maybe that's the way he is. But he is not one who is careful with the truth. And if you are sitting in front of an FBI special prosecutor who does pay attention
to the truth, yes.
I think that I have complete understanding why the president's people are not comfortable with him being in there testifying in front of really good
they requested that they do questions ahead, and they were like, oh no, we're not doing questions ahead because you want to give him, but even if you give him the answers, he could have a teleprompter right here. He is not going to read it. He is going to go from what he knows, and he thinks he likes to entertain. I think he thinks that when he just speaks without any guidelines that he is genuine.
He's the president. Power.
That doesn't equal president power, because people who are good people are disciplined people, because they know when to. Because you're liable to say anything. That's why we were saying, like Rocket Man, that wasn't okay. You know what I'm saying? All you're doing is fusing people. So you don't want to just say what you think.
But the Republican Party for years says don't go to the podium and begin speaking. General Motors has said that. You have your data.
And you have your speaking points.
You don't miss that.
You stay right there.
Okay?
You stay right there.
But Trump has been a businessman, a very successful businessman for many, many years. And he has
6
run
bankruptcies, Henry?
I don't know about the bankruptcy.
Well, he managed to get a lot of money out of Russia. I think this is what we're going to find is money laundering.
Exactly.
I think it's not going to be what he did as president.
No.
This is guess, this is speculation on my part, but I think it's going to turn out he has deep connections with Russia.
Absolutely.
And has been laundering money for the Russian mafia for decades.
Now,
There's nothing wrong with that. He was a businessman. He was a business. He was
against the law.
business deal.
Excuse
can't
me?
do that.
Money laundering's okay.
Well, money laundering isn't, but to have these relationships.
No, we're not
I was talking about money
regular-
laundering.
We're talking
Look,
about
listen.
money laundering.
Yeah.
But also, they're saying now that the strong part of obstruction of justice.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're testifying. He told them, are you going to be loyal to me? And he explained what loyal is. And that's why they were saying that they're thinking that he might even fire, what's his name? The district.
Well, Muller, Muller or the Assistant Attorney General Rosenberg.
No, I don't want to call. What is the little man?
What does he do?
Oh, Sessions, Jeff Sessions.
Yeah,
When
Jeff
you said
Sessions.
little man, okay. You mean the Attorney General?
Yeah,
Okay.
because he was saying that he wanted somebody there that can control that whole special operations, and because Sessions is not a part of that, he can't control it, and that's what he is after. So that's why a lot of people in the Congress right now are coming up with all of these special groups that met, and what it was is, again, infidelity. Two FBI agents was having an affair. They pulled up their data. People, you're at work, and they pulled up their data, and they were just talking back and forth. So they read into it that it was a special group meeting.
Secret Society.
It was an affair. That's what they had, an affair. So everybody is trying to defame this man's character so that when he does his report, it's not what it should be, because they said there's some other people that have testified that Congress is not releasing the documentation because they know it's damaging. The Republican group had somebody come before them, some type of group they were hired to do some newspaper or something, and they said they won't let them testify.
Oh, the dossier. The dossier.
They won't let that information be released because they said it points right to them. Right to them.
I think one of the interesting things is we all indulge in the fun of speculation.
Yeah.
Someday in the next couple of months, Robert Mueller is going to go into a room and he's going to have a stack of documents, and it's not going to be speculation anymore. It's going to
That's
be,
where we need
here
to go.
are the facts.
We must go there. Otherwise, the American people will not accept anything less.
Also, too, this is probably more speculation, but in my opinion, I think Trump is a Russian mole. Okay? I really do.
I think a tool more than a
Okay.
mole. I think he may be an unwitting tool. but-
Yeah.
Because there's more accusations out there that, when his trips to Russia, he was having some good times over
Well, there was a time that I thought his trips to Russia were legitimate and well-founded. When we were trying to deal with terrorists. Remember that? We're trying to find out and eliminate the terrorists.
This was before he became president.
Yeah, I know, but that was part of the discussion. And I thought that was a good way
You
to
mean as a
help
private
eradicate.
citizen, you think Trump went to Russia
it was
to
a
talk
discussion.
terrorism?
It was a discussion. I don't know.
I
when
need
it-
I need the information because I just can't believe he went over there to do something.
Well,
to
I don't
somebody
know
else.
whether it
I
ever
just can't
happened, but
picture it.
I know there was speculation about it to talk about how we eliminate terrorism around the world. That was part of the.
Well, I think what it is
Start with him.
this is I think Mueller is hot because this is why he's acting how he's acting, because when he came out and he just gave that interview and then everybody had to backpedal everything that he said.
And I think you have to be careful about making judgments right now. Any judgments that you make may take on a character of its own and spiral off into directions that you have not thought about.
Well, I'm saying you should call the president and let him know because he's the one that's doing it. He's out there talking and there's no collusion.
The
There's
president's
no.
not involved. This is a judgment that we're making. About
No, I'm saying because of what he's doing, his actions. Because what they're saying is
nobody can control the president. He is the president.
Oh, no, that isn't true.
Yeah.
I mean, the president has certain powers,
Yeah.
more power than anybody else.
That's true.
But he is controlled.
He's
He
controlled
is
by
limited.
Congress and by all of the other institutions.
And by law. By law. There are
Yeah.
things he
Well,
cannot do.
But there are things that he's not willing to do.
Oh,
when
my
we
God.
know that he's
that's
not,
a short list.
he's not running the country. The country is stable. It will run without him.
You know something, too? I don't think Trump was going to go on that interview with Mueller.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's a risk. It's going to be a very risky thing for him to do.
Everybody is saying how horrible it is because they
But
said
he
that.
may not be as guilty as you think he is.
But
No,
the
he is.
interesting thing I see
Justifications.
about this whole thing is, right from the beginning, everyone in the administration said, there's nothing with Russia, there's nothing going on. And then it turns out, oh, well, yeah, there was this meeting. Yeah, but besides that meeting, there was nothing. Turns out something else. Well, yeah, that happened too. And I lied about it, but it's okay. And it just goes on and on and on. And there's something going on there, because it's not just that things may or may not have happened, but people have clearly been misinforming, forgetful. I don't want to say lie, but that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going.
I can't recall.
Jeff Sessions said 26 times. I can't recall. The Trump sons have been caught saying there never was a meeting. Oh, there was a meeting. Oh, yeah, but we didn't even talk about it. Oh, well, we did talk. When time after time after time, person after person after person is deceitful about the same subject, something's going on there.
And in that meeting that they had, that's come to prominence here lately, when he used the word S-hole.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The woman was sitting right across from him. Now, why in the world couldn't she have heard what
can't
A
happened?
different subject, guys.
I couldn't remember.
We're talking about the situation with...
Well, we're leading up to it.
Okay.
No, we're talking
I know you're a
about
Republican.
this is
You
a
want
investigation.
us to get off of
Stay
it.
focused on the point that you're making.
The point is, Congress right now, the Republicans are trying to build a case. They were on the news the other day, and what they're saying is that is some people inside of the FBI that is texting that they hate the president, but they also did not want to disclose that they also said they hated a whole bunch of other people. So it was just pretty much a basic conversation between two people that worked at. So now they're trying to make a big deal out of that. So what I'm saying to say is that they are trying to discredit this man so that when he comes out with this report, because they know it's coming. He's coming with this report. They're trying to say that this is not good information, and that's why they keep just knocking. They're knocking at every door because actually it was a funny little piece on Fox News. The guy was saying, "Well, we don't know for sure he said it," and in the middle of him saying it, they were like, "It's been founded," and he was just like, "Well, the weather is really, really nice."
And you know what? I'd like to draw a little comparison with the Republicans who control Congress. They spent $10 million and had 5 investigations over Benghazi, had Hillary Clinton testify live in front of the television cameras for 11 hours and could not find one single concrete thing she had done wrong. And yet they're willing to close their eyes to everything going on in the Mueller investigation, and in fact say Mueller's a crook, the FBI's in tatters, you can't trust the law enforcement system. It's a double standard that is so unbelievably stark that they're willing to throw millions of dollars and hundreds of hours into this thing over here, but don't even want to talk about that thing over there. That just undercuts, to my mind, the reliability of the Republican leadership in Congress. I don't think they're honest. I don't think they're honest.
You can't speak for all of them that way.
I will say, I said the leadership. I said the leadership in Congress, specifically the people who are running the Senate and the House of Representatives. You look at it now. There is some hope. The Senate Intelligence Committee, chaired by Richard Burr of North Carolina, so far seems to be trying to run a straight investigation. I think Congressman Nunes in the House has totally discredited himself, all by himself. Nobody else had to do it for him. And I think as long as we let politics overcome, and I was there, I was active during Watergate. I was active in the Republican Party, I was active in politics. I worked down on Capitol Hill not long before that. When you saw Watergate happen, of course the Republicans tried to defend Nixon, but there were certain places they wouldn't go past. They wouldn't break the rules. They would say, there were always some. But the leadership said, okay, we're going to try and play this straight. The only way we can have a legal system that works and has the support of the community it serves is if there is at least the belief that we're trying to be fair. Now, we've all seen the legal system does not work perfectly. It's a human
That's right.
system. There is corruption in that, like everything. But if there is this sense, this hope, this belief that they're going to try and do the right thing.
And that's where I am. We must do our best to get it right.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to condemn the president for speculations and
But when are we going to take those steps? But when it's wrong, wrong is wrong is wrong, regardless of who did it.
The process takes time, and it has to be thorough. And like you say, there are people working.
No, but this is what he's saying. We have things that are pointing to this. When you're when you're testifying and it's not lining up, or when your son comes in here, he fills out a clearance form and he has to change it 10 times because he forgot to mention something, or when your son Jared Kushner. No, I'm explaining to you why we don't believe. Okay. Jared Kushner still don't have a security clearance, but he is allowed to have top information. I mean, it's so many things that don't add up. And then another thing, hold on. All of the people that Comey talked to about these memos when the president asked him to let this go have been relocated in the FBI or early retired. Yeah. You think that's just by coincidence?
But this is what governments do.
No.
Political parties in power do that all the time.
Let me ask you a question, Harry. Do you think the president is acting like an innocent man, or is he acting like a guilty man? I agree with you that we have to wait till the process is over, but is he behaving like a man who is not afraid of what's going to come out, or are he and his allies attempting to discredit this investigation before it's even
I've been watching the president, the things that he says, and I can't make up my mind yet.
Oh, I'll help you.
Because I want to be right. I want to be right. And the American people want us to be right. And give him his due. Give him his day in court. And let his peers decide that.
But he is not, from his side, playing fair. He is attacking the prosecutor, he's attacking the FBI, he's attacking judges and prosecutors and U.S. attorneys around the country to discredit the result of that report, which says to me, if he actually believes he is innocent and has done nothing wrong, why is he behaving in this way?
Because he's trying to attack people.
He's trying to shift the focus off of him.
Yeah.
Because they brought up Hillary Clinton, and somebody had to say again, she is not the president. We are right here. It's like every time you talk about this, no, look over here. Look, it looks like it's raining. Oh no, look over here, it's snowing. It's like every time you get right here, they don't want to be right here.
You know what I always think when I see President Trump talk about Hillary Clinton? I was thinking, he's like some old rocker who's going back to the greatest hits album. This was big back in '75. I'll play it again.
I mean, because he won't let it go because they're like, she is not the president. You are the president.
Yeah. There's some concern about that.
Yeah, you are the president. Well,
but you got to give him his due. Let it run its course.
But let it run its course without your interference. That's what he's saying, and I agree because you're interfering behind.
People have never been wrong. In all cases that they've had these discussions going on. I'm talking about the American people.
I know, but I may dispute that point, but that's all right. Go ahead.
Explain.
The American people have made mistakes like everybody else.
Okay, explain.
We have.
But if they made mistakes,
the American people. I'll give you thing one now. In 1925, if you took a poll of the American people, the vast majority would have said segregation's okay. Because I'm white, it's okay.
Of course.
But that's what I'm saying. The American people.
That was the culture then.
But that you wanted an example of when they're wrong.
Yeah.
The American people are. I listen. I would rather trust 300 million or 150 million voters. I remember people. I'd rather trust the voters as a whole than say the corporate executives or whatever. But that doesn't mean they're always going to be right. I wish that were true. But I don't think so.
But the government was made to serve them.
Yes.
Not to serve everybody else in the world. It was to serve them. And whatever they thought was proper and right for the country and how it should be driven to action, they were making the right decision.
But remember this, in the last election, more than almost 3 million more Americans voted for the other candidate than voted for Trump. Now he can say, "Oh, there were millions of votes, but nobody
No.
can find
I
it."
won't go there.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, if you trust the wisdom of the American people, the wisdom of the American people was not followed because of the structure of the Electoral College.
Okay.
And this may be, by
That
the way,
was set a long time ago.
how few people, no, I'm not attacking that. What I'm saying, very few people realize, both Henry Hatter and I have been members of the Electoral College.
Yes.
There are only 435 people get to actually vote for the president. We both, at different years, had that experience. It's a great experience. But the Electoral College victory wins. I mean, that's the rule, you win. But the American people did not vote for Donald Trump.
And it did.
But the American people established the system.
Right, but if you say the wisdom of the American people can be trusted, which I would dispute anyway, but if you say that, the wisdom of the American people
Did
was
not
not followed because of the organization.
If we can't say that, Michael, then we can't say that we have a just system.
I would not say we have a just system. We are trying to create a just system, but we are
But it was
very,
created
very
for
flawed.
whites and wealthy and the general.
It was made for the privileged people.
and that's
yes.
why they said that they were trying to redo, is because it doesn't reflect how we are now. And they were saying because everybody wants to be heard, and the way our system is
But
set
the
up.
system works fine right now until we change it.
Oh,
it doesn't
no,
work.
every system has flaw. There is no perfect system. My TV doesn't work perfect. I mean, every system has glitches, and anything as complicated as a society of 300 million people with different cultures, different religions, different educations. Look, it used to be in the old days that people in Maine talk different than the people in Louisiana. Now we pretty much all talk like Southern California because of TV. But the country's a very huge, complicated, difficult system. You can look at the Civil War. You can look at segregation. You look at like 100 things that happened where the system produced a result which was not a fair result.
But it was for their time and for the people that the system served.
For the people who control the system. Yeah.
And I'll have to go with Ron here. Maybe Ron said that maybe Trump is a parrot of Russia. That he's
in my opinion, he's a mole.
Okay.
He's a traitor.
Well, where are the American people in context?
34% of them support President Trump. About 62% of them oppose President Trump.
But the leadership,
so again, the wisdom of the American people are not in favor of the current administration.
based upon the perspective of some people, a minority.
Wait. The minority supports the administration.
Yeah.
The majority opposes the administration.
But we don't know that. We haven't had an investigation or a study.
Wait. We have polling. We had actual election.
all by definition.
We actually had an election where they counted votes. I mean, I don't know how better a test you could have.
You trying, ain't you, Henry?
No, but
He's a good man.
but we want to do the thing right.
What more do you want? What more do you want? Every poll that comes out is going backwards.
First of all, you gotta believe that the American people voted for the president, and they voted for the right person.
But they didn't vote. They didn't. The Electoral College voted for the
Yeah.
president.
And you were
The
one of those
people
But
did
people.
still,
not.
that was part of the system that the American people.
But you're ignoring the
faced.
people. You're saying, look,
we're going-
the
Process
Electoral
is
College,
worse.
the
Yeah.
Electoral College, the state of Wyoming has, as two U.S. senators, right? There's hardly anybody out there. They have two U.S. senators. State of California has got 30 million people. They have two senators. Is it fair? It was politically necessary back when we wrote the Constitution. Okay, we get it. It's not fair that 10 people in Wyoming get a senator and 200 people in California get the same one senator. Okay, it's not fair, but it's the way the system works. All kinds of things. We say you can vote when you're 18. Is that fair? I don't know. You make a decision, right? You make the best system you can make. But I don't have a magical belief that somehow the American people or any people anywhere will always make the right decision. We're like a drunk trying to get home. 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right, maybe 1 step forward, and sometimes it's a step back. we have look. I love my country. I was born here. I wouldn't live anywhere else. I even stayed in my city. I stayed in Flint. I was born here, and this is where I live today. I love my country.
You wouldn't want to go to Norway?
Oh, yeah, I would go to Norway. I'd love to travel. I was in Egypt last year. I'll go anywhere. I love
He don't
to
want to
travel.
live there.
Yeah,
I don't want to live there. But and there are the nice pieces. Norway would probably be a lovely place to
like to
live,
go
except
there
I don't
too.
speak Norwegian. But but this is a system. It's a flawed system. It's a human.
But it is the system that we are governed by.
And that's why he is the president, and that's why we are going through a legal system.
Okay, but
And I agree with you that we should wait until the facts are finally out on the table. But we can't ignore the fact that the president and his allies are trying to discredit the legal system.
I can
They're
see
willing to
my
burn
argument
down
to
the
you.
barn. They're willing to burn down the
You
barn.
understand my point.
Okay.
You so happy?
Yes, I am. Of course I am.
Well, let's
We don't
throw
want to
in
do a discredit to the president.
let's throw in gerrymandering too.
Oh,
We got
yeah.
to get rid of that.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is it's starting to show up, and by the way, it's going to be on the ballot this fall. And people out there, you may not like any of the politicians running, but there's going to be an anti-gerrymandering
It started.
proposal on the ballot. And that is the way, if you can't get it through the legislature, you go to the people.
Yeah.
So it's the people. And that's vote this,
Vote,
this
people.
November. Whoever you are, whatever you believe, vote. I know it's flawed. I know the system isn't perfect, but we have machinery for change in this country. It's often misused. It's often bought out by big power and all that.
Somebody.
But there is a machinery for change, and if the people actually choose to get out and vote
Yes.
and turn out, this system can be changed. It's never been easy. No fight has ever gone easy. Nobody has given power away. Nobody will give
And
power
we
away.
have a better governance in the United States of America.
If more people got out
That's
and
what we
voted.
need to do.
Yeah.
But we don't recklessly tear it down. We methodically take it apart and rebuild it.
So proud of you.
Thank you.
Well, there you go.
Any last
We got that fixed now.
Well, on gerrymandering, everybody does it. The Democrats
True.
blame the Republicans
That's
for it. The Republicans blame the Democrats for it. Then we're going to go out and build a new system to propose for how we get rid of gerrymandering. And we're going to choose people who are apolitical or non-biased.
Well, let's
From the
hope.
Democrats and Republicans. How does that work?
Well,
let's
the
hope.
thing is, it's been done. There are states that use basically a commission, and they have certain rules. So, say for example, you must respect county lines, you must respect city lines. If you can, you don't break into a township. But what we've done because of computers, because of the mathematical analysis we can do, gerrymandering has been taken to an incredible level. And you look at the maps. I mean, there are maps that look like somebody spilled ink on the table. I mean, they're crazy.
Which one
maps.
looks worse, the Republicans or Democrats?
I'm not saying Democrats don't gerrymander. They do. I'm not saying that we will all be, everything will be good if we just elect Democrats. I have no faith in the Republican Party. I have not much faith in the Democratic Party, but I just want to improve. That's all.
With that, we must bring the In My Opinion show to a close. It's been very interesting. This is Ronald Barrington Robinson and friends saying, stay focused.